Can I retire with $2.5 million? The answer is no. No, you can't retire with $2.5 million. Sorry, we're going to end this discussion right now. Yes, my hair is messed up. Just got done playing ball with one of my kids, sweating like a pig. Fired off some emails. My man Chris stepped up with this great article that I want to share with you, which I haven't read, but we're going to read it together because it's going to be fun. I did a little bit of a cursory look. I said, ooh, this would be a good article. My man Walter had sent me an article that I already did a video on. So, guys, you're supposed to be here every day. I don't require anything from you but to be here every day, sometimes buy me a cup of coffee, and watch the ads. That's all I require. It's free university, but you got to pay with your commitment to your old buddy Josh. How double dog dare you, Walter, send me an article that I've already done a video on? I'm goofing. I like the articles y'all send me, by the way, because I don't have time or energy or patience to look at what other people are writing. So I like when you guys do it because it's good. You guys are my eyes and ears on the ground. You guys are my recon team, looking at what's going on out there. Who the fool is writing foolish stuff? So my wife's got to cut the hair. Someone got mad at me because I had bedhead yesterday. I said, well, I was taking my kid to a cross-country practice at like 6 in the morning. Come on. Expect me to look pretty that early? I didn't even have a chance to put my mascara on. Look at my pearly yellows. I do have a cut there. Charlotte's talking about a cut. I do. Yeah, that's from Liam scratching when I was going up for a shot. He took me to the cleaners the first game, but I was up 9-2 the second game. I said, time out. Halftime. I was getting tired, man. And look, got a big old scar right. Look at that. That's from when I remember that right there. That's when I fell down at Papa John's about 6 months ago, trying to get some pizza. I'm just falling apart here. But my prostate is strong. I got my prostate looked at by a lady doctor too. It's a strange world. Remember, I was in the infantry. In the infantry, there's no chicks. All right, so I don't know if that's changed. I think I don't know. Is there infantry? Is there women in the infantry now? I imagine there probably is. Are there any real women though? You know, I'm talking about real women. Probably not. But anyway, so when I was in the Army, I'll never forget. I had a friend from high school. We went to Blair High School in Silver Spring, Maryland. And Leanne was her name, and she was an MP. And I can't remember how we came across each other. I was like, Leanne? She goes, Josh. I said, oh, what the hell are you doing up here at Fort Drum? She goes, I'm in the Army. I said, holy crap, me too. Anyway, she was an MP in a unit. I'll never forget going to her barracks. And there was dudes like in towels and stuff and chicks. And I was like, it's weird because in the infantry it's all dudes. There's no chicks in there. Like we'd kind of sneak chicks in on occasion, but there's no chicks. Like it was just strange, man. And it was very is illuminating when I went to college. I didn't have to go to live on the campus because I was a 22-year-old man. But I remember a couple of my friends who were living in the dorms, and just going there and seeing like chicks walking around in like bathrobes. Like this is kind of strange. You know what I'm saying, for an infantryman. And I'll never forget that. Why did I get off on that? I don't know. All right, so let's read this. It's 3 minutes in, Josh. You're rambling like this guy told me today at Home Depot. What are you doing, buddy? Dogs, knuckleheads. Oh, by the way, this is why you have a pool. Look at that. Look at that. You got your dogs out there. Look, you see those dogs out there? You got your pool. You get some sun. I got my raised beds. Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to see them back here. My raised beds. It's a backyard oasis, man. It's freaking awesome. I love it. I'm still in Fulton County, though. If this were not in Fulton County, I'd stay here. But I cannot be in Fulton County because I own firearms. And I'm white. I know that Fulton County people who run it, they'll easily go after a white guy with firearms if the situation gets bad. We have many examples of that. So I have to get out of Fulton County within 4 years or so. And I tell you, the property is listed down the street. If that sucker sells for what they're listing it for, I was like, wow. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I'm not expecting that to happen. But we'll never know. I don't know. And remember, by the way, before you panic about, well, the interest rate is going to reduce the value of my home. Apparently there's some happening in some western states. And here in the South is going up still. I don't know how long it's going to do that. But the house market went up in the 70s, my friends. Housing prices went up in the 70s, even while interest rates are going up too. Just keep that in mind. All right. 4 minutes and 25 seconds in, you haven't done this yet. All right, so here's this pretty lady. Can I retire? Probably Middle Eastern there. I don't think she's Spanish. Man, there's anything like Mexican ladies? Oh, man, beautiful women. When I worked at USA, because USA South Texas, a lot of these like Tex-Mex, a lot of Mexican Americans. Whoo, Nelly, if you're a young man, get a job at USA, you'll find yourself a nice lady, that's for sure. Just beautiful, nicest people in the world too. And I'm sure they all can cook like you wouldn't believe. Beautiful women, So anyway, so it's always good to have a pretty lady on your thumbnail. I should do that. I guarantee I'd get a lot more views if I had pretty ladies in my thumbnail, but I guess I'm not pretty enough. All right, so while it seems there should be no problem to retire at 65 if you save $2.5 million, a global pandemic, fluctuating financial markets, and historically high inflation have shown that nothing in life is certain. All right. Is $2.5 million really enough to retire? It can produce an annual income of $100,000 as long as you're likely to live. This is by using the 4% rule, which many advisors consider standard, and those advisors are dumb. They're not dumb. I'm just being silly. But come on. Let's get over this 4% rule thing. After starting with the first withdrawal of 4% of the total, the annual withdrawal will adjust for inflation. If inflation runs at the target 2%, again, what is inflation based on? Oh my goodness. I can't believe. I did a video yesterday, don't let the fearmongers do this to you, and the guy responded back to me saying, housing is not part of inflation. I was like, oh, it is. It is part of inflation. It's part of this OER. The owner's equivalent rent is literally the biggest part of inflation is housing costs. Now, how they concoct housing costs is stupid, but it's in there. Anyway, let's keep going here. So you take $100,000 the first year, $102,000 in the second year, and $104,000 in the third year. According to this model and conventional wisdom, a 4% withdrawal rate will allow a portfolio to last for 30 years. Oh, dude, what's the 4% rule based on, fool? It's based on a 60-40 portfolio. What's it based on when they first came out with it, when interest rates are much higher than they are now and valuations on stocks are much lower than they are now? Does that mean we can't have a 4% rule? No, but this idea that's like this gold standard that's locked and loaded is just freaking stupid. It's only based on domestic stocks and domestic bonds going back from, what was Bengen using, 1926 to 1990. I can't believe. And I know there's a Trinity study when they used international small caps. I get it, man. Now, interest rates have gone up a lot. Thank the good Lord, man. That's a huge win for us. That's a huge win. Interest rates are higher now. Still a 4-year, a 10%, a 4% 10-year treasury is still well below historical norms, just FYI. The interest rates are still quite low. All right. For most retirees, this will likely be adequate to maintain a satisfying standard of living, according to the EBRI. Only about 3%. Only about 3% of 2,000 retirees surveyed by the EBRI spent $7,000 or more per month. Are you hearing that? According to the EBRI, I think this is a study my man Walter sent to me, which I did a video on. Only 3% of the 2,000 retirees surveyed spent $7,000 or more a month. Now, that or more is a lot. I mean, we don't know what that is. That could be 7,000 or 8,000, 9,000. But that means 97% of the people are spending 7,000 or less, which includes what? Oh, it includes healthcare. The model does not include another factors, Social Security, all right? And that's equal, let's see, all right? 5 variables for retiring with $2.5 million at age 65. Unexpected healthcare costs. Oh, I so hate this Fidelity thing. The Fidelity retirement healthcare costs suggest an average 65-year-old couple will need $315,000 after taxes to cover healthcare costs, and that does not include long-term care. So of that $2.5 million you need to retire, $315,000 is going to healthcare. Does not anyone see how freaking idiotic that is? In my book, You Can Retire on Social Security, I talked about this. All right, so if we need $315,000 for healthcare, and we're going to take that budget out of our $2.5 million, that's freaking stupid because the $2.5 is what we have now. The $315,000 is basically $500 a month per person on Medicare, Part B, Part D, and a supplemental policy, and out of pocket a little bit of co-pays and whatnot. All right, so how much do you spend on food? How much do you spend on a property tax? How much do you spend on transportation? How much do you spend on apparel? How much do you spend on utilities? How much? Does anything else we use a lump sum at the beginning of retirement to say how much we need on food consumption? No. It's always because we don't know what our medical costs are going to be, so everyone scares the bejesus out of them. It's freaking insanity, man. You got $2.5 million today. This $315,000 is amortized over basically 25 years. Oh, so stupid. So they said it does not include long-term care, so it's going to be worse. Inflation can powerfully influence retirees' well-being. I don't deny that. People say you don't think there's inflation. Not once I've ever said there's no inflation. I'd like to see any evidence your spending will increase with inflation, because there isn't any. Market downturns. If you're selling investments to generate income, you may want to sell more if the valuation. Well, you're going to have to sell more if the valuations are down. That's a sequence of return risk. Longevity. You might live longer than possible. Many financial planners use life expectancy to age 95 or 100. That's freaking stupid. Oh, because Rick Edelman says I'll be living 120. That's dumb. Oh, but don't you know life expectancies have gone up. That's from people children being born. Your life expectancy as a 65-year-old hasn't gone up much at all over the last 100 years. A little bit, 10% or so. But we're not talking anywhere near that you could be living until 95. Just not happening. Now with all the type 2, whatever the diabetes is that you self-inflicted, type 2, all the crap we're putting in our bodies, never mind the V's, if you know what I'm saying, none of that. What are you chomping on there, guy? The idea that you can live to 95 or 100 is just freaking dumb. I mean, some people will. Talking to a guy yesterday, his granddad or grandma lived to 102 or something like that. Well, yeah, more people live that long because there's more people than there were 100 years ago. Per capita, a few more, a little bit life expectancy increase. But life expectancy increases based on hygiene, man. Hygiene. Clean water and washing your hands. Sanitation, hygiene. Estate planning. Retiring with $2.5 million likely involve generating high income and savings, so there's a chance you could have assets to pass on. With estate planning, adding members of your family as beneficiary for homes you paid off with a mortgage may have long-term positives. You may also want to think about additional income streams, right? Like I talked to a nest egg. I talked today about a guy, my man Jerry the race car driver. He had two other additional income streams. He has Social Security between he and his better half, rental income, and annuity income, plus his investments. That's 4 income streams. Tough to beat that. Regardless of how much you saved, you should talk to a fiduciary financial advisor, because a fiduciary means someone you can trust. Anyways, there you go. So you can go right here to see your state, good state of Maine. Here's where I'm at right here in Georgia. But there you go, man. I mean, it's just the whole thing's stupid. So if the vast majority of people don't spend $100,000, and we're saying with $2.5 million, you can generate $100,000 a year on that easily. Why are we even having this discussion? Well, some people need more than that. You know why? Because that $2.5 million is all in pre-tax accounts, and they got to pay tax on that. So $130,000 is what it costs to generate $100,000. Well, depending on what state you live in. Certainly $120,000 costs to generate $100,000 because you have to pay taxes on that money. And that sucks. That's why I'm doing this webinar next on Thursday for Generation X. I'm like, dude, do these planning things now. That way that won't be you. We're going to plan on how to be poor on paper. Big old bumblebee there, because look at these flowers. The pollinators are out, dude. You know the little thing with the bumblebees, the scarce of the bumblebee is a big scam too. You know that, right? They'll do everything to scare the bejesus out of you. Be it the murder hornets, bumblebee chaos, climate change, they'll do everything they can to scare you. It's just because that's how they got you. If they can scare you, they can lead you. It's sad. All right, love your thoughts. Again, if you like these videos and they help you want to buy me a cup of coffee, there he is. Look at that. All right, pollinate, baby, pollinate. See him right there? Oh, look at that guy. Get it. Now go over to my flowers, my gardens. There you go, baby. Keep pollinating. Oh, there he is. Pollinator. Yeah. You guys see right there, we got it's going to be tough to see on my shoulder there. A butterfly bush. You can't really see it, right? Yeah, you can't really see it from here. It's back there. Life's good, dude. Life's good. Say a prayer for your abundance of God, God's glory. And remember, try to glorify God in all you do. All right, God bless. We'll see you.